Shy10773. Thank you so much for checking out my video. For those checking out my video for the first time, I just want to say welcome in. Thank you so much for viewing the video. If you could like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, I would truly appreciate it. For those that have been here the whole time and all of my new subscribers, I just want to say thank you so much for your likes, for your comments. They truly do go a long way. Today's video, I wanted to do a full house review. I got an opportunity to go and purchase some fragrances. I did this over the Thanksgiving weekend. There were some great sales out there. I don't know if anybody took advantage of any of these, but I took advantage of going into and checking out the house of Xharmony perfumes. So Xharmony perfumes is a fragrance house that was created by Trio Noel, who lives in Louisiana. So he is a Louisiana-based perfumer that has been, I believe, in the scene for about a couple of years. I know that we spoke some time back about his fragrances and his fragrance line in general, and I told him one day I would definitely check it out. So I found a great opportunity to be able to do so. I did a bit of blind buying, which I always tell everybody, you know, you don't want to necessarily blind buy, but I feel that I've made some great choices and just being able to check out a perfume house and then, of course, talking to somebody about their fragrance house who's very enthused about their fragrances, the notes that they have in the fragrance, and then also having such a great background in each one of the fragrances in general. So without ado, I have 7 fragrances to talk about, and I want to start off with the ones that I actually purchased full bottles of. So again, like I said before, I actually purchased these. He did not send me these. He did, however, send me some samples, but there were some great discounts that were on his website. You can go to xharmony.net. I will put that information in the description below for you to be able to check out if you're looking forward to checking something out from his line. But he also has samples of the full house as well, and then you can get little discounts on that as well in his coupon section. But the first fragrance that I want to talk about is a fragrance that I actually wore today at work. This fragrance truly surprised me. The first time I smelled it, I felt that there was some similarities to another fragrance. It's not that they smell the same, because they don't by any means, but I felt that some of the notes that were used in there were notes that I was familiar with. But this fragrance is none other than Buse. So Buse comes in a frosted bottle like this. I really like the fact that the bottles are frosted. When you open it, the fragrance sits in here, and then you can actually spray the fragrance as well. And I'm gonna spray it and show you how great the sprayer is. So that is a crazy mist. I still have this one on skin, and it's been about 14 hours and it's still so good. Let me give you the notes of this fragrance and then kind of like describe what I'm smelling. So the notes include imported citrus, aged leather, salt and ocean, cedarwood, pirate's rum, ambergris, bergamot, bay leaf, amber, clove, lime, and gin. This fragrance has this almost metallic, leathery, and it's like a little bit of a sweetness, not necessarily fully sweet. I'm assuming that that's the salt and ocean vibe, so I do smell the saltiness, which gives it a bit of a vegetal vibe to it. But this fragrance on skin smells so good on me. I got multiple compliments today I filled up my room where I work at. So I sprayed this about 3 times and I could constantly smell it. Not only on me, but in the room. It was everywhere. Every time I turned, I could smell it. It wasn't overpowering or overbearing. I think he really did this some justice. I don't even have to put the blotter like next to me. Like, I can smell it from here. I can smell it here, of course, but I can definitely smell it from here. As you smell this in the air, it almost has like a rose stem vibe. So if you've ever smelled the stem of a rose, I get the stem of the rose that's wrapped inside of a leather jacket that has like this kind of oceanic, sea, salty type of smell to it. It's amazing. I'm happy that I purchased this fragrance. I think this one was blind buy worthy for me. It's definitely something that I think that you should try out before buying. But again, there was a discount on it. You can go to its coupon section and then get a discount. But again, this fragrance is La Buse. And also, just to show you, the boxes, they all come the same. So they all look like this. They just have kind of like the writing on it in general, or, you know, just what the fragrance has in general on the, well, it doesn't have any notes inside of it, but it's just like a generic box that has kind of the emblems that he has all over. But it's very nice. I'll tell you that. The next fragrance that I purchased, I wore the day before actually, and I'll let you know that all of the fragrances that I've smelled thus far are extremely long lasting. So if I'm not mistaken, everything is an extrait de parfum. So you're going to get the longevity that you're looking for. The oil content will stay on your skin. I actually sprayed, I sprayed this about 30 minutes ago. You can kind of see the oil content on my hand. I wanted to see what the beginning and how the fragrance developed again in the beginning for these other 2 fragrances. But the next fragrance that I want to talk about is Athena. So Athena was really capturing my eye because he said that this is one of his best gourmands in his collection that he has. This one, and then he just created Cairo 4, which I had no clue about. So at the time, if I would have known, I probably would have gone for Cairo instead of Athena. But let me tell you, Athena is also a very, very nice fragrance. So I sprayed Athena on this hand here, just so I can get that opening for it. And there is something about the dry downs in his fragrances that just are magical. When you start to get to that mid, and when the fragrance starts to kind of envelop, it turns into something that is out of this world. Athena has the notes of caramelized sugar, French vanilla, cotton candy, creme brulee, honeysuckle, brown sugar, vanilla, maple syrup, burnt sugar, strawberry, raspberry, cinnamon, chocolate, caramel, vanilla, honey, sugar, and spice. That is so many notes, I would think, for a fragrance like this. And when you first spray this, you get this kind of weird vegetal vibe. Again, I don't know if there's a little bit of mint in there or not, but I do kind of feel like there's a little bit of mint. And then you get like this caramelized sugar note, the brown sugar, the maple sugar, and a bit of the, I would say a bit of vanilla that's in there, and some strawberry. And then once you start to get to that midpoint, that is where the magic is happening. Now it's getting a bit more juicier, because before it was a bit airy. Now it's like juicier, it's a little bit darker. I'm assuming that now I'm starting to get some of those the vanilla notes, the honey notes, it's all starting to kind of wrap around and like turn into this very, very juicy, sensual, sexy, sweet fragrance. I'm in love with this fragrance. It is so good. I think this one, La Buse, were like they were so good. I know that La Buse I liked from beginning to end, and I felt like that fragrance kind of went through and it winded through, like it wasn't a linear fragrance, but it kind of went through different stages where you could smell different parts of the fragrance itself. Very, very good fragrance. Just like this Athena is so good. Very, very happy with this fragrance in general. Again, this one is Athena. The last fragrance that I purchased this one based off of the perfumer's love for this one. So this one is Yasuke. Yasuke is supposed to be this African warrior. He was like the last African samurai warrior, I believe. And this fragrance has so many notes. I want to go through all of them. You know what? I'll just go ahead and start reading them off. There's vanilla, peach, oud, amber, Japanese cherry blossom, Japanese sake. Then there are other dirty notes. There's like moss, damp earth. He says there's also black oud. There's black currant. There's also mushrooms in here, which is very surprising. There's citrus and sea notes as well. There's metallic notes. There's African mint. And then there are other notes in here that he says as well, like old ancient books. There's also cherry cola. But let me tell you what this smells like on skin. So this is the one that's on this hand. This has enveloped into a really nice, dark, sweet fragrance. So when I first sprayed this, it smelled like somebody took a plant that was like wet and there was like dirt and mud, and they just continuously poured a little bit of water on it, and then you could smell the saltiness in the soil with the earthiness of the root of the plant. And I think that's also from, he says that there's notes of moss, damp earth, rain puddles. I believe that's where that comes from. Then as you get into the mid, I'm starting to smell some of that vanilla. I still smell a bit of that earthiness, but I smell vanilla. I smell a bit of the amber that's in here. So there's just like a sweetness to it that gives it this different smell. It's so unique. I think that's what I'm looking for. This fragrance is a very, very unique fragrance. Overall, I'm happy with this fragrance as well. I've been really trying to test this one out. This was going to be my next day test because I decided the first day that I received these fragrances, I would spray them all on me. I smelled like a lot of dirt. I'm gonna be honest. I think that's because of the beginning, the top notes and the beginning part of the fragrance. But like I said, this fragrance, or his fragrances, take you on a ride. So as you wear them, you start to enjoy each piece of what the fragrance offers. And then as you get to that bottom dry down, which is crazy, like I said before, I'm wearing La Buse today. I can still smell it underneath my shirt. It's still a very beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So this one is no joke. Check out Yasuke for sure. I think this would be a perfect fragrance for somebody who's into like the dirty, earthier vetiver fragrances. But this one is, like I said, it has so much character. It has a lot of volume. There's so many different pieces to it that it moves all over the place, which makes you kind of really interested to know, well, what's the next thing that I'm gonna smell? Definitely get your nose on some of these. The next fragrance that I want to talk about, now some of these other ones have so many notes that honestly I would not be able to read all of the notes, so some of these I'm gonna summarize. But the next fragrance that I want to talk about is, this one is called Chiyome. So I received this one as a sample. It's a 2 ml sample, and I'm gonna spray this one on card because I don't want to spray any more on my skin, because again, I don't want to smell like dirty earth. There we go. Oh, this one is really, really nice. I remember this one now. This one was very nice. I actually was excited about this one. So the notes for this one include milk of the mother, crimson cherries, cherry blossom, Japanese yuzu, coconut milk, Ylang Ylang, silent rain, bergamot, seafoam, coconut, bamboo, cypress, freesia, and tea. This one was kind of like a citrusy bomb, but you're getting a lot of different cherry notes in here. I feel like it's because of the yuzu, it's almost like the cherry is kind of, the cherries are squeezed in the yuzu, so it makes it kind of that gourmandish level of a fragrance. Then you get some coconut, you get kind of this smooth bamboo as well in here. The bergamot really comes out strong in this fragrance as well. It's smooth, it layers out with that tea. This one is very, very good. Because I had so many fragrances on that one day, I knew I smelled something that had this similar vibe to it. I was like, okay, make sure you remember the cherry fragrance. And of course I didn't, but now I do. So Chiyome is very, very good. I may be butchering the name. I do apologize. It could be Chiyome. That's probably what it is. It's probably Chiyome. But definitely check this fragrance out as well. Very, very good fragrance. The next one that I want to talk about is Primal. So Primal was kind of rough. The reason why I say rough is because it was very, very difficult to explain, because I got a lot of mints in this fragrance because it's so wild. So I found myself saying, I don't know if I like this fragrance, but I like this fragrance, if you kind of understand what I mean. So I'm gonna spray this one as well. And when you first smell it, the mint in here is ridiculous. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like this precision of the mint that he uses, and then there's chocolate and mint that I'm getting immediately. This fragrance includes the notes of ambergris, vetiver, pepper, amberwood, tobacco, vanilla, lavender, tonka bean, chocolate, jasmine, anise, lavender rose, rhubarb. There's also eucalyptus, menthol. That's what I'm getting. The peppermint. There's also peppermint in here as well. Sandalwood. There's patchouli. There's aged oak, dried fruit, metal. There's herbs, spices, cloves, And then there's an earthy note, so I'm assuming that dirty soil note. This thing is crazy. It's so crazy that I don't normally like mint fragrances, but this one really piqued my interest. Wow, Primal makes you want to wear it. And then when you wear it, you can smell it from so far away. One spray and you're going to fill a room. I think this is a perfect fragrance for the winter time, or if you're in the fall, if it's raining, the wind is blowing, you have a leather jacket on, maybe a turtleneck, something like that. Very, very nice fragrance to wear. This one had me going back, and I constantly smelled it on my skin. Once it dies down, because that initial spray is a blast, a super blast of mint. This is definitely something that you want to try before you buy. But again, this one is Primal. The next fragrance that I want to talk about, and the last fragrance, is a fragrance that's actually coming out very soon. You can pre-order this one. This one's called Rhodium. So Rhodium includes the notes of rose, lavender, obsidian tea, opal fruit. There's also a lot of different, he has a lot of different secretive notes that are in this fragrance, so he doesn't want to divulge everything. There's also amber extreme, vanilla, cedar, and patchouli in this fragrance. I'm gonna spray this one, and I did say that this was the last fragrance, but I apologize. I have one more to talk about, which is a good thing. All right, so yeah, this one to me comes off, this one isn't necessarily my favorite fragrance. I do like the notes that are in here, but I would have to really kind of be with this fragrance a little bit longer, a little bit more. But it almost has this, like, I don't know if you've ever smelled like yogurt from like the jar, or if you've made yogurt or anything like that, and more specifically Greek yogurt. But it almost has like a Greek yogurt vibe to it in the beginning. And then there is this, I don't know if that's lavender or if that's like the tea note, but there's this note that I'm not necessarily understanding. So again, I would have to give this a little bit more time. I know the other fragrances I'm more in love with than this one in general, but again, it may be something that you may want to check out. But again, this one was Rhodium. The final fragrance that I picked up is Roses in Awe. I know this was also a new fragrance as well. So let's get a smell of this one. This one is a gourmand, and you know how much I love my gourmands. Just spray this. Yeah, this one is nice. So this one includes the notes of roasted marshmallows, milk and rose fusion, and that's what I'm getting up top, which is that milk and rose, pink shard saffron, Damascus rose, dried rose leaf, cotton candy, sandalwood, cinnamon, chocolate gardenia, nutmeg, apricot, vanilla, peony, sugar, milk, and lily. This one is a rosy lactonic fragrance that has marshmallows, and it's really good. This one is a very nice sweet fragrance on skin. It has a bit of that earthiness, the rootiness again that I was talking about. So it's almost like having a rose that is a full rose, and somebody poured sugary milk on top of that rose, and they melted marshmallows into that milk as well. That's what this fragrance smells like. It is definitely a dream. You have to check this one out. It's really, really nice. Really nice. That Damascus rose comes out perfectly in this one. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. The sandalwood smooths it out. I don't get any chocolate, but I'm assuming that that's gonna come in next. I do get some of that apricot, the sugar. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So again, that one was Roses in Awe. So thank you so much for checking out my video. I really do appreciate it. I think Trill did a great job on these fragrances. I'm definitely looking forward to checking out more from his house and what he has to offer. He's coming out with so many different fragrances and they have so many notes. So get your nose on those. Again, I'll have all of the details in the description down below. But until the next video, have a blessed day and take care.